News coming out from West Asia is that Hamas has agreed to President Trump's peace plan, which has been welcomed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And the hostages that Hamas still has captive are set to be released by Monday, according to what President Trump has said. To discuss the first movement towards peace in this 2-year-long conflict, we have with here at ThePrint today Ambassador Abu Shawesh, the ambassador of the State of Palestine to India. Thank you for joining us, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much indeed, Keshav, for having me.
So my first question, right? So Hamas and Israel have agreed to this peace proposal that President Trump had proposed a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to ask you, it's a two-part question. Now, one is accepting the peace proposal, but two, how do you see, for example, the role of the Palestinian Authority, the recognized institutional body, in ensuring that this proposal happens, right? And the second part was, is President Mahmoud Abbas fully briefed and a part of this peace proposal that has been agreed to by both sides?
I thank you so much again, Keshav, for having me today, indeed. And of course, to extend many thanks to Print at Large. When you said 2 years of conflict, it's not conflict. 2 years of war on Gaza. 2 years of genocide, according to what the United Nations already declared. 2 years of war crimes, according to what ICC declared and mentioned. 2 years of genocide, according to Amnesty and many others. So when we talk about conflict, this means that you minimize the issue, which is, unfortunately, is the case, as I already mentioned. When you talk about peace proposal, this is not peace proposal. This is absolutely not peace proposal. This is plan, comprehensive plan to end the conflict in Gaza, which means that when we talk about peace or comprehensive plan to end the war, to end the conflict, they call it end the conflict, which is war. Big difference. But again, our very declared, clear stance from this proposal, yes, the Palestinian Authority, President Abbas is utterly, completely endorse it. Because we have a principled position, the Palestinian Authority, President Abbas, with any genuine, honored effort that will put an end to the carnage, with any effort will put an end to the ongoing genocide, with any genuine effort that will make sure that my personal family in Gaza and the entire 2.2 million Palestinians will not go to sleep while they are hungry. With any effort that will put an end to the death of the Palestinian children. We are talking approximately 500 Palestinian children whom was already lost their life due to the malnutrition and lack of humanitarian assistance. We are with any effort that will guarantee sufficient painkiller to the people in Gaza. We are also with any effort that will guarantee no more surgery will went without anesthesia. This is our position, so that we endorse it. But to say it's a peace plan, no, peace means that we should back, or both sides should back, the two-state solution. Israel, from the mount of the fugitive from justice, the current Israeli prime minister, having a clear position, no to the two-state solution, so that we cannot talk about peace. Peace means that the comprehensive plan should put the general framework or criteria, which is two-state solution based on the 1967 border with East Jerusalem as it is capital of state of Palestine, based on also the agreed resolution, the adopted resolution, United Nations Security Council and General Assembly resolution, and Oslo Accord itself, which utterly this plan did not tackle or touch it.
Right. And I just wanted to follow up on that, is that of the 20 points that President Trump had announced, and which has genuinely been welcomed by various countries, India included, there is a few sections calling for the reformation of the Palestinian Authority and the education system in Palestine, right? And this is similar to the 2020 plan that I think at that point Mr. Jared Kushner had released. How do you see these points being implemented by the Palestinian Authority from this plan in particular?
Reformation is not a new word. They started calling for reformation since 2000, when Yasser Arafat was there. When they want to put the stake in the wheel, they used to talk about reformation. Then they did not stop accusing us of incitement. And in particular, our curriculum, school curriculum, I mean. What did they want to accomplish? Two things. First and foremost, they want us to completely, utterly remove any single word about our history, about our recent history. They did not want in our curriculum to talk about occupation. They did not want to talk about our old cities. They did not want us to talk about Jerusalem. They did not want us to talk about 77 years ago, just a Nakba. What did we endure when they expelled us from our historical land? What did they are trying to do at large? They want to remove all our history. They want us to be diagnosed by Alzheimer. And when someone diagnosed by Alzheimer, this means that he did not know his history. So that when he left his home at the morning, he will not be able to back to his home because he did not have history, so that he did not have a future. This is the point. We are ready as a Palestinian Authority to discuss in both sides. It should not be one side. If there is any incitement in any school curriculum, it should be removed. But to talk just about the Palestinian people and the education system of the Palestinian people, this education system should be apply, or at least according to the Israeli perspective, it will not happen. You, the Indian people, have your school curriculum. Will you accept anyone to remove your history from this school? Then when it came to the, because they are accusing us of the incitement, I born in a refugee camp in Gaza. And I born when there is no Palestinian curriculum. It was the Egyptian curriculum. And in West Bank, it was the Jordanian curriculum. There is nothing called Palestine in this curriculum. But I born in a refugee camp. I did not need someone to incite me. I born while my father and my grandfather, whom is immigrant and expelled, whom is ethnically cleansed from their homeland. Do you need someone to incite me against the Israeli occupation? I watched them when they beaten my father. Do I need someone to incite me against the Israeli occupation? Till today, did you forget as Indian people what happened to your ancestor? Did you forget? You will not forget. And you will not forgive also. Do you want more incitement than 2 years of a continuous genocide, textbook genocide, televised genocide? Just every single one who gonna watch his, to open his, to scroll his smartphone, he will, when he gonna saw a mutated child on the suffering without anesthesia in the ground of the hospital, do you need more incitement against this? When it came to the education system, yes, there is one education system should be revisited and many of it should be removed, which is the exact Israeli education system. When someone teaching their children that you are a superhero, you are a distinguished people because you are selective people. You are the God child, and the others is goyim, which means that you are for them. You, in particular, and me, all of us, is goyim. This is written in their education system. God create two types of people: Jewish, the super people, the selective people, the chosen people, and the goyim. And the God created us, all of us as a goyim, is just to serve those selective people. This is the exact system which should be, all of this rubbish should be removed.
I wanted to carry on with the Trump peace proposal for another question, because we're talking about Gaza, which you rightly said, it's been the war in Gaza for over 2 years. One of the main sticking points has been the future of Hamas, because the plan says that Hamas must be demilitarized and has no role, or should have no role, in any future in Gaza. right? And that's something that's part of Mr. President Trump's plan. How do you see this playing out? And is this something that is welcomed within the Palestinian Authority? What is the conversation regarding these portions of this proposal?
Two things: demilitarize Hamas and no rule to Hamas in Gaza. This is our position before the war. Demilitarize Hamas. This is our position as a Palestinian National Authority. President Abbas used to call for one legitimate security for us, which means demilitarize or no militant, any group, any political group should not be militant group. We will not going to build a state with militia, period. This is our. But the one who did not ask us the question, who cemented Hamas to become a militarized group? The fugitive from justice, Benjamin Netanyahu. He is the one who's cementing Hamas and insists, and not only cementing Hamas, and providing them with the money, with the cash money, to make sure that they will continue to be a militarized group, and the rift between the two wings of Palestine, Gaza and West Bank, to be there. So our official position, long time before the war, one legitimate security for us. And not only this, we, the Palestinian Authority, President Abbas, his declared written position, we did not want to build a militarized state. Period. The one who insists and cement and provide Hamas and strengthening Hamas is the fugitive from justice, Benjamin Netanyahu, when he allowed them to have the Qatarian money, cash money, to Gaza. Regarding the no rule to Hamas in Gaza, no one. This is our declared position. We, in the Palestinian Authority, under the umbrella of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, we call for any single one want to be part of our political fabric, a legitimate political fabric. He should accept and abide by all the obligation of the PLO. On top of that, PLO in 1993 signed Oslo Accord when we recognized the state of Israel, when we also accept in the Oslo Accord to build our state in only 22% of our historical land, and all of these obligations. Our stand is very clear, long time ago, still, and will continue the same.
This brings me to my final two questions, and my penultimate question starts with, this plan that has been agreed to does not guarantee a two-state solution. It is something where, if you've listened to comments from Israel, says if it is implemented fully, it could lead to negotiations at a later stage. There has been no time commitment. There has been no, certain guarantees placed that there will be a two-state solution at the end of this. How do you view that? How do you view this actually happening in this situation?
No, the plan is very clear. The plan is, from our perspective, is to put an end to the ongoing carnage. The plan from the Israeli perspective is to get back the 20 hostages. The plan from our perspective is to guarantee sufficient amount of food, anesthesia, painkiller, and all of these stuff. But it is very important. It's the only issue that right now on the table, which means that we are pleased to, of course, to endorse it. But when it came to the peace itself, peace means that there is a criteria for peace. There should be a timeline. There should be a basis for the peace itself. The peace should be built based on two-state solution, which Israel is not endorsing it. Not only not endorsing, Israel is day and night, from the mouth of the fugitive from justice, Benjamin Netanyahu, is declaring that they are totally, utterly against the two-state solution itself. So it should be based on two-state solution. The borders should be 1967 border based on the United Nations Security Council resolution, General Assembly resolution, and they agreed and they signed Oslo Accord.
Understood. And so my last question is, I wanted to pivot a little bit away and bring the question to India, because Prime Minister Modi has endorsed the plan, and today as well he put out a statement welcoming the agreement struck between Hamas and Israel that was announced by President Trump. So, how does the Palestinian Authority view India's role in the region when it comes to questions of, say, reconstruction, rebuilding? Is this something that the Palestinian Authority would welcome India to participate in? And, in the last month, we've seen a number of European countries like France, Australia, Canada, or, Spain, all of these countries announcing their intention or announcing official recognition of the state of Palestine. So how do you see, about 150 countries now recognize the state of Palestine. So how do you see this going forward in terms of what it means for the recognition, official UN recognition of the state of Palestine?
Two things. First and foremost, I should shed light on the very important and very deep history when it came, because you asked me about India. India was with the Palestinian mid-1930s in our first revolution, in our first demonstration against the British colonization, because they colonize you and they call themselves British mandate in our land. So that we was together. Then India was very cluster clear in 1947 when Mahatma Gandhi declared and stand strong against the partition plan of the land of Palestine. India was with us mid-1970 when it recognized the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, as the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestinian people. India was the very first country whom recognized the state of Palestine in 1988. India was there. India is still there. Just a few weeks ago, India endorsed the two-state solution and another resolution in the Security Council. India is implementing many projects on the ground. Tangible project on the ground. India in its way to build another hospital in West Bank. India used to invite the Palestinian diplomat and many for training course here and there. So India was there, India still, and we look to India to be with us in the next day on Gaza. I'm pretty sure that India will be there. Regarding the recognition of the state of Palestine, no, just before the recent tsunami, there was 149 countries recognized the state of Palestine. And another, of course, when France and other countries came to recognize, it's very important step. But as we used to say in economic, necessary, but not sufficient. We have before them 149 countries. But yes, in the international law, it's a significant move. But on the practice, on the ground, we need tangible moves. The international community, those countries who recognize the state of Palestine, have a lot of meaningful, diplomatic, legitimate, tested, legal, diplomatic, economic tools that if they used it, the Israeli occupation will come to its end with 1 month. Let me just remind you that part of the international community, in particular the European country, took 30,000 different types of sanctions against Russia. Today, after 56 years of brutal Israeli occupation, which has benefited from the settlement in West Bank, which all the international community is saying that, except of course the current American ambassador in Israel, everyone is saying that it is illegal settlement, even though the product that came from this illegal settlement, according to their definition and according to the international law, is flooding their market shelves. This is hypocrisy. You are against the Israeli settlement. You are with the two-state solution, and the main obstacle to the two-state solution is the Israeli settlement. Just stifle the Israeli settlement, and to do so, stop just trading with the Israeli settlement, to stop investing in the Israeli settlement, to stop accepting anyone to represent Israel as long as he is living in one of these illegal settlements. This is the end of the settlement, and this is the only way to put an end to the Israeli colonial project.
Right. So that was my last question, Your Excellency. Thank you so much
Sure.
for joining us here at the print.
Sure, anytime.